Hi, I'm Rev Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for over 40 years. Going through the lessons again this year, and out for the first time in a while. And I'm asking Jesus for clarity as I read them, and then I write from that clarity. That's what I'm sharing with you today. So we're looking at Lesson 70. My salvation comes from me. All temptation is nothing more than some form of the basic temptation not to believe the ideal for today, he tells us. There are some lessons that I fully accepted and lived. One of those is lesson 31. I'm not the victim of the world I see. Lesson 70 is another, and it's a reason I could never be a victim. The world I see comes from my mind, and so does my salvation. Once in a while, I feel like a victim because I feel like I do as a result of something said or done to me. But I never really believe it. I see that thought immediately, and I know it's not true. The reason these lessons work so well for me is that I make no exceptions. If my child says something unkind, I realize the reason it feels that way is because I gave it all the meaning it has for me. Ha! There's another lesson from the Course that's changed my life for the better. If I think I'm anxious because of a political situation, I've been tempted not to believe that my salvation comes from me, not who is elected. Even if someone I love dies, I grieve because I believe in death and I believe that I am here and they are not. Neither of those beliefs is true. As Jesus says, you dwell not here but in eternity. You travel but in dreams while safe at home. That's from chapter 13, section 7. If I grieve, it's because I believe in something that's not true and thus have given death a meaning according to my beliefs. Did I grieve when someone I loved died? Yes. But I know why I was grieving, and so the grief was not so intense or lasted so long. As long as I believe in the world even a little, I will be tempted to believe it acts on me. But that will never make it true. What it does is make me unhappy, fearful, angry, and resentful. This is why I ask the Holy Spirit to correct my perception each time it happens. I don't want to be happy some of the time. I want to live in peace and happiness because this is God's will for me and my will too. So it is possible. I accept responsibility for my perceptions and I ask for correction when I need to. It's not hard or complicated. It does require vigilance and consistency to change the way I think. And I know how to do that. This paragraph says it all for me. The seeming cost of accepting today's idea is this. It means that nothing outside yourself can save you. Nothing outside yourself can give you peace. But it also means that nothing outside yourself can hurt you or disturb your peace or upset you in any way. Today's idea places you in charge of the universe where you belong because of what you are. This is not a role that can be partially accepted, and you must surely begin to see that accepting it is salvation. When I first began this study, and for many years, this passage was very helpful to me. Try to pass the clouds by whatever means appeals to you. If it helps you, think of me holding your hand and leading you. And I assure you, this will be no idle fantasy. That's in paragraph 9. I noticed this year that I didn't feel relief to know that I could hold his hand, but I knew I was ready to look at the more fixed beliefs. And so I asked Jesus to walk with me, pointing out what I needed to see. And he did. He showed me that I have felt unlovable all of my life, which is the source of much of the guilt I have felt and thus projected onto others. That is why some beliefs have felt less like clouds and more like flypaper that I had to peel off of me before I could pass. As soon as the thought entered my mind, I realized how true it was, and I knew I wanted to let it go. How could I be unlovable? I am love itself. I can still confuse my identity with the character Myron and forget what I am. But today, I feel so much lighter now and so very grateful. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading. I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, then please like it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And I'll be back soon with another reading. See you then.